crashes huddled in a pew. He looks seriously ill.
He didn't sound well either.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm praying. Leave me alone.
Why are you praying?
I'm praying for my life, man.
You look pretty sick. Shouldn't you be in a hospital?
Hospital wouldn't do nothing. Leave me alone.
Why is he sick? Drug use? Something else perhaps?
You look pretty sick.
Hospital wouldn't do nothing. Leave me alone.
Can I ask you some questions?
I need to talk to you. Ask you some questions.
No way, man. I'm too sick. Let's go away.
Come on. I have to know what you know about these voodoo people.
You don't know nothing about nothing, man. You're so far out of it, you wouldn't understand anything. Just like that friend of yours, Mosley. Go away.
I'm not like Mosley. I know more than you think I do. I'll believe you.
Forget it, man. It's not worth my breath.
Come on, talk to me.
I'm too sick to waste my time. Oh, go away.
Come on.
I'm too...
Can we do anything for him?
Do you recognize this?
No, don't waste my time.
Do you
Still don't understand why I've got a photo of him.
Do you
At 1810?
Do you Do you Do you
The code?
Do you
The bracelets?
This is...
Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Where'd you get that?
Why? Do you know something about it?
Know something about it? Look at this.
Crash opens his shirt and reveals a tattoo.
It's the same snake.
It's their sign. The mark of the snake. Without it, they'll never let you get close.
The sign of the snake. Right. Your tattoo, my bracelet. Now, do you believe that I know something about these people?
Yeah. You know about them, I guess.
Pretty hardcore that he'd have this snake tattooed on his chest.
You look pretty sick.
Hospital.
Can we interrogate him now?
Will you answer some questions for me now?
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll talk to you a little. I'll make it fast.
I'll try. Oh, you do not look well at all. That skin color. Oh, geez. Okay. We're speaking to the drummer. We have to know what you spoke about. But I'm going to go through the full list as always.
Tell me what you know about voodoo.
Look, just take some advice. Stay away from this voodoo shit. You don't really want to know, man. Believe me. Just do yourself a favor and leave me alone.
I need to know though.
Come on, tell.
I told you, man. Leave me alone. Can't you see I'm dying?
Why are you dying?
Come on, tell me what you know about voodoo.
I guess we'll get the answer when we get down to himself.
I want to know about the voodoo murders.
You're on the right track. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna risk my life by talking about it, man.
I want to know about...
You're on the right track.
Do you believe that there are people nearby who can hear this conversation perhaps?
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Man, can't you see I'm sick? Don't bug me with stupid questions.
Acceptable response?
What can you
Man,
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's in 2 days.
nothing. Leave me alone. Nothing.
Do you have any idea what Caprice sans cœur means?
I never heard of that.
Do you have any...
I never heard...
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I don't know her. Honest.
Do you know any...
Short and sweet. Alright, this one.
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo hanfour in New Orleans.
Oh, man. Shut up about that shit. Can't you see I'm sick? Are you trying to kill me?
Tell me what you...
I told you. I'm not gonna talk about that. Go away. I told...
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No. Leave me alone about that shit.
What do you mean? You've seen them, haven't you?
Not me. Leave me alone.
Not you?
Tell me about the animal masks you've seen.
I said drop it.
Tell me about...
I said...
Can't push him.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I never heard of that.
Do you know...
I never heard of...
Right, why are you dying exactly? Drug overdose?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm sick. Dying. Eating a big enchilada. What the fuck else matters?
Why are you dying though?
Tell me about you.
I'm sick.
Alright, we saw you speaking to the drummer, we have to know why.
I saw you talking to that drummer. What did you tell him?
You saw me with the drummer? Nobody's supposed to see. Shit. I blew it again. Promise you won't say nothing to no one. It'll get back to him, everything does. Promise me you won't tell anyone you saw me.
Okay, but you have to tell me everything I want to know.
Okay. Okay. I was sending a message, man. They have these Ritter drummers posted around the quarter. They see everything. And they report.
Report? How?
The drums, man. It's some kind of code.
We've read about that in the manual. Ritter drums.
Tell me about the Ritter drums.
I already told you about that.
Right, but you told them to send a message. What was the message?
Tell me about you.
I don't think we're gonna get an answer to that.
Tell me.
How?
Do you know?
I never... They wear them... dancing at the rituals. They don't just wear them. They become them. They become the animals.
Stop talking nonsense.
It happens. That's all I know.
I apologize, I did not mean to skip that first sentence. So they become the animals. Gabriel, you should believe that at this point.
Tell me more about animal masks.
I told you everything I know.
They become the animals. Does that mean we're going to become a crocodile?
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo hanfour in New Orleans.
All right. There's this is an underground cartel in New Orleans. A voodoo cartel. They control everything that happens on the street. I mean everything, bought or sold. They have their fingers in the legit world too. Banks, foreign stuff, you name it. There's supposed to be this temple. What you said, a hound for. That's their headquarters. I heard people say it's underground. Somewhere in the French Quarter. I don't know where.
Have you ever been there?
No. I've never been in it. I'm a nobody. A runner. But I saw them once. Out at the lake.
Which lake?
They became animals, man. Beasts. I remember the eyes.
eyes.
Hey, are you okay?
The eyes. The eyes of the snake.
I think I should go get a doctor.
Uh-oh.
Hey, are you alright?
Someone! I need help!
I don't think he's okay.
The eyes of the snake. Dambala.
Oh! What snake? Crash!
Crash spasms twice more, then dies as Gabriel wanted.
Oh, God. Poor bastard.
Call an ambulance, but not for me. I'm going to immediately load that and go through that conversation again because I want to hear what else he said. But he gives us a lot of information. He gives us some info about the drummers. We learned something about the handful. It's underground in the French Quarter somewhere. I can't think of where.
Come.
There's
Other than maybe it's right next to us. In the confessional, perhaps.
Do you...
there's
I was about to ask him if he was a runner for just his drug syndicate or whatever it's called. Or whether perhaps he was running for the cartel or the voodoo cartel or whatever it is. I'm not quite certain what to read into that. I'm just going to go through all this stuff again while you're not looking. Right, so I asked him about animal masks, and that was a huge piece of information that he gave us, that they turn into the animals.
Do you know any...
I never heard of.
Now, tell me about the animal masks.
They wear them.
They wear them at the rituals and then they turn into them. We ask about the handful, we get points, and then he drops dead.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
I don't know her.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Coeur means?
I never heard of that.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
They always met outside somewhere at night. I saw them last year dancing and howling. You don't want to be anywhere near them.
Where though? Where did you see them? He mentioned a lake, and then he promptly dropped dead.
What can you...
I told you everything I know about that.
What can you tell...
Man,
Now, tell me about the voodoo murders.
they did the murders. And that's not the only way they kill. They can get you from miles away just by saying your name.
Come on, you don't really believe that, do you?
I seen it, man. You can't cross them.
I suspect it might be a little bit more involved than just saying your name, like maybe they have to do some voodoo stuff in advance, maybe set up a doll. Something else. Saying your name surely wouldn't be enough.
Tell me more about the voodoo murders.
There's nothing more to tell. They kill people.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Hurts me more.
Now tell me what you know about voodoo.
All I know is these people are into some weird shit. They have power. Real power. They can write your name on a piece of paper, chew it, and you end up minced meat. Like you've been through a grinder. They know things in their heads. Things that no one ever knew about you. They know when you lie. They can smell it. They're fucking scary, man. I don't know if it's the devil or what. But it ain't no fake shit, man. It's real.
Problem is, he's about to die, and his testimony is no good in the eyes of the law. He's just a junkie.
Crash, tell me more about this voodoo cartel.
I told you all I know. I don't want to talk about it no more.
What? Do you have...
I never...
What?
I told...
Do you... Tell... Do you know...
I never...
Tell me.
He's not telling us about the message that he sent. Alright, let's ask about the Hound 4 again because I want to hear this again.
Tell me what you know about a secret voodoo hound four in New Orleans.
All right.
Plus, it's essential to ask him this because it kills him.
This is an underground cartel in New Orleans. A voodoo cartel. They control everything that happens on the street. I mean, everything. Bought or sold. They have their fingers in the legit world, too. Banks, foreign stuff, you name it. There's supposed to be this temple. What you said, the Hound 4. That's their headquarters. I heard people say it's underground. Somewhere in the French Quarter. I don't know where.
Have you ever been there?
No. I've never been in it. I'm a nobody. A runner. But I saw them once.
I think he's referring to him being a voodoo cartel runner there. Not a drug cartel.
They became animals, man. Beasts. I remember the eyes. The eyes.
Hey, are you okay?
The eyes. The eyes of the snake.
I think I should go get a doctor.
The eyes of the snake kills him.
Hey, are you alright?
Someone! I need help!
The eyes of the snake. Dambala.
Oh! What snake? Crash!
Crash spasms twice more, then dies as Gabriel watches.
Oh, God. Poor bastard.
Indeed, rip Crash. Oh. I have written down Dambala. I do question perhaps whether that's the name of the snake at the Historical Museum. Wouldn't that be something?
Crash's body is slumped in the pew. What a place for a violent death.
Heart attack or something?
Crash's face shows signs of strangulation.
Oh.
His death was not a pleasant one.
Oh my god, are we going to open that and find something around his neck?
Crash's shirt is closed.
But he opened it before and we saw his tattoo.
Crash.
Oh god, I'm terrified.
There's no point in doing that with the corpse.
No, we need to open his shirt.
There's no...
We can't see around his neck. Showing signs of strangulation, I would have thought that removing the ligature or whatever is around the neck would alleviate that problem, but apparently not. Maybe someone was force choking him from a distance, perhaps. That snake.
On Crash's chest is a tattoo of a snake.
Let's make a note of that.
I guess I better copy this tattoo.
On Crash.
I don't think there's anything else we can do for him.
Crash.
Signs of strangulation, so what? Someone knew we were having this conversation and decided to kill him by strangling him? If that's a thing, that's reasonably hardcore.
Gabriel cannot do that with Crash. Moving the body is the job of the coroner's office.
Alright, sir, you've got a dead body in your church.
May I help you, my child?
Absolutely. Oh my god, we can't even say it. What the hell?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it will make you feel better.
I think I just need...
Good.
Nothing else, Father. Also, call the cleaner. There is a body outside. Wonder if that body will disappear the moment we leave this place. No one in here? It feels grossly wrong that I can't tell the priest in the confessional that there's a dead body outside his door. That thing there.
There's a knothole about the size of a quarter in the wood panel.
May I help you?
No, go away.
No. As
Gabriel.
I've got a vague memory of that being a false wall, but I don't know if that leads to the Hound Floor or not, or somewhere else entirely. I'm going to need to cut the recording here a bit because we've gone over an hour and I'll probably end up separating Crash's conversation into a new video. Let me just go have a quick chat to Mosley. Once I see if Crash has disappeared, he has a NOS. How about if I go out here and go back in?
It looks like someone found and moved Crash's body.
Never to be seen again. Let's have a chat to Mosley. I can definitely ask about the drums though, and I think that's going to be the next breadcrumb that I need to follow. Rash left a message. I really wish we knew what that message was.
Detective Mosley. Now,
What do you think of this tattoo?
Mosley does not even know about Crash's demise yet. He's unlikely to believe Gabriel about the origins of that tattoo.
Can we tell him about Crash's demise?
can I ask you about some stuff?
We can.
Do you know anything about Ritter drums?
No.
They're these African drums, and they're being used all over the French Quarter to send messages for the voodoo cartel.
Yeah, right. When them drums announce a blue light special at OK Mart, let me know.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about
Stop with the drum stuff, would you?
No, the manual says it's important, so you know what? I'm going to pursue that with everyone I know. Probably starting with Dr. John.
Do you know anything about...
Oh, come on. Someone's pulling your leg, Knight.
Are you sure?
There's nothing secret about voodoo in New Orleans. There's a museum, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but that's the stuff they want you to see.
You're getting mighty paranoid, Knight.
It's not really paranoia if they are actually out to get us. You should look outside our shop this morning. Dude was just standing there looking at us.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
I told you, you're nuts. Drop it.
Hey dude, Crash is dead.
Crash is dead.
What? What are you talking about? I just let him go this morning.
Yeah, well, that turned out to be a brilliant move. Though they probably would have gotten him anywhere.
They? You're losing it, Knight.
It was the voodoo cult. They did it. Crash said...
You're an amateur, so let me just give you some advice. Crash was a junkie. You gotta read through the hallucinations, you know what I mean? Where's the body, anyway?
St. Louis Cathedral.
Lovely. Well, we'll make sure he's picked up sometime today so he doesn't scare the shit out of some nun. But chill, Gabe. In this business, you see a lot of stiffs.
Aren't you going to investigate?
Civilians. Did you actually see someone kill him?
No. Actually, I was with him when he died. Could have been poison, though.
Yeah, well, when they get the body in, they'll do a quick autopsy. Standard procedure. If it's anything other than an overdose, I'll get a report. But it won't happen. I know these guys. Lock them up overnight, and they tend to overdo it the next day.
Your professionalism is astonishing.
Agree. Completely agree with that, Gabriel. Oh boy. I'm guessing that means that they'll do an autopsy on him and we'll get a result tomorrow, perhaps.
What's the status on the voodoo murders, Kate?
I told you.
I'll show you this now.
I took this tracing from a tattoo on Crash's chest. It's related to the underworld voodoo cult.
Yeah? What makes you think that?
It's what Crash said just before he died.
Not reliable.
He was probably hallucinating from the drugs he OD'd on. Probably got that in the Navy or something.
No, I'm sure it's related.
It's a snake seed. And
Even if it were a signal of some sort, that doesn't prove that the murders were done by a legit voodoo cult.
I feel that's a step in the right direction because you used the words legit voodoo cults. So we might need more.
I'm telling you, this snake tattoo is a secret membership symbol for the voodoo cult.
Well, it sounds like good copy anyway.
What if I show you the bracelet again?
Mosley doesn't appear to be impressed by the replica of the snake bracelet.
Alright, let's get out of here. I'll ask Frick about the drums.
well,
Gabriel should go to the counter to talk to the desk sergeant.
Fine. You can do it, Gabriel.
got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Do you know anything about Ritter drums?
I like Lawrence Welk myself.
I have no idea what that is a reference to.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo hound fool?
Hound what?
Hound four. It's a temple.
Sounds like someone's pulling your leg on that one.
Potentially, but we won't know until we've completed the game, I guess.
Has that beignet guy been by yet today? I'm starved.
I haven't seen him in a while. I don't think he's coming by here anymore.
Damn. You can't count on anything these days.
That's the guy who's moved into Jackson Square. Okay, maybe we can get some information out of him somehow because he comes by and speaks to the police officers. Alright, so I'm going to take a break, quickly review what I've done, do my editing, and I'll put a little cut in here that you can't see. Alright, so some time has passed since my last recording. I've done all my editing up to this point though. I think I just need to ask people about these drums.
Hi. Uh-huh. Can I ask you just a few...
And I'll probably do some significant cutting here because I'll be moving around a lot.
Do you know anything about Ritter drums?
What I know, I wouldn't be talking about with you.
Why not?
Do you know anything about Ritter?
What I know, I wouldn't be talking about with you.
I'm not suspicious at all, sir. Alright, he's got nothing. Let me just cycle through the list of people we can talk to.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
It's been a few weeks, Grace.
Got a minute? Do you know anything about Ritter drums?
Ritter drums? No, afraid not.
Do you know any...
Ritter drums?
Could you do some research?
Sure, what?
Oh, there we go. So we can ask her about it separately and she says nothing. But if I go into this menu, we can ask her to find out some information.
Could you research Ritter drums for me?
Ritter drums? Sure. I don't think we have any books on that topic in the shop, but I'll contact our suppliers. Assuming any of them will extend you any credit.
Tell them it's an emergency.
Uh-huh. I can see where a Ritter drum book would be incredibly urgent. Anything else?
I can't think of any...
Okay.
Where's that going to lead, though? Possibly we can decode Crash's dying message, perhaps? But you've got to imagine they change those messages every now and then. That said, the drum beats we heard at Jackson Square has not changed at all. It's the same beats that we heard earlier. I think that's just a gameplay thing. Alright, progress on that. Let me ask some more people.
See you later.
See ya.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Oh, we can ask about Wolfgang. Interesting.
Do you know anything about Ritter drums?
Ritter drums? Your father had a little drum set when he was small.
I don't think that's quite the same thing, Gran.
Well, your family's always been in the arts, but no musician so far.
Do you know anything?
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
We can ask about Wolfgang, and I guess that makes sense because Wolfgang said his family. Does she know anything?
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
Wolfgang Ritter? Oh, no, dear.
Odd.
What's odd? The fact that she said nothing, or the fact that she had a weird pause in that answer?
Do you know anyone named
Wolfgang Ritter? Oh, no, dear.
Odd.
She's lying, she knows something. But that leads nowhere.
Tell me about you.
What more?
Just...
I had your father when I was 20.
Oh,
That leads nowhere, damn it. Can we call him now, perhaps? I mean, we didn't call him because he was a stranger. And I guess it makes total sense that if we ask our one living family member about him, that we will get some information, but we've got nothing. She's lying though, she's got to know something surely. Alright, so let me poke around some more.
well, Gran, I better... I'm not calling some stranger in Germany. I still don't know who this guy really is.
Negative on that phone call.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
Yes, Rada drums are used in most voodoo ceremonies.
They're used in ceremonies, but what about just on the streets as musical instruments and or a communication method?
Do you know anything about...
I'm not in the habit of repeating.
Damn it.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
I don't know anything about that.
Do you know any...
I don't know.
Excuse me, well, mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
I don't know what you talking about.
Do you know...
I don't know what you talking about.
Again, I feel that response is a little bit forceful, but I think he is being honest.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Are these Rada drums on the right?
Large, elaborate drums occupy a corner of the museum.
Please, do not touch the drums. They are authentic.
Authentic.
Drums.
I'm guessing not, because we can identify these items now.
Don't the Voodoo call a ritual whip a fouet cache?
That's...
That good.
Professor.
That and also this knife, but we can't identify the drums, so I'm guessing that's not them.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
There are some against the wall, but I do not play myself.
You don't know anything about a drum code?
I do not believe there is such a thing, Mr. Knight.
This guy's lying through his teeth.
Do you know anything about...
There are some...
You don't know...
So, do these change now?
Large.
He's saying they're Rada drums, though. Alright.
The dog.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Do you know anything about Rada drums?
Rada drums? Are those some special kind?
I guess. They're African.
Sorry. I don't know much about music.
Damn it. So if I'm correct, this is the last guy who I can interrogate about Rada drums.
Do you know anything about Rada?
Nope. Sorry.
And he's got nothing for us. Alright, well, I'm actually not sure what to do next. I suspect what I need to do is somehow get Mosley to reopen the case. But the problem I've got is I need to find some information to prove that the cult is legitimate. And we also need to provide a lead on said cult. I believe I've convinced him already that they are a threat. I need more information to get him to reopen the case.
Detective Mosley. No.
That's your name.
Can I ask you about...
You're the right...
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
You still need to prove there's a legitimate voodoo cult in New Orleans. Get me a lead on the cult.
Yeah, we showed him the newspaper article from 1830, and that has proven that they are a threat. But I don't know what to do about the rest. Alright, let me have a wander around. I'll cut in when something interesting happens.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Ciao, baby.
Alright, I am going to admit defeat here. I think when I played this back in the day, I also got stuck around this point. I simply do not know what to do next. I've wandered around for about 20 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing, so at this point, I'm going to break and take a look at the walkthrough. Back in a sec. Alright, so just out of force of habit, normally when I look at the walkthrough, I do a hard cut. But I'm annoyed enough by what I've seen that I need to put that little black gap there. I am not a happy boy at the moment. So apparently I've missed two things. I did see little bits and pieces elsewhere and I didn't look at those in any great detail. But I do see two things that I have absolutely missed and I'm not happy about either of them. Let's get out of here and check them out. So firstly, I need to go back to the crime scene. I missed something here. And even now, I'm struggling to see it.
Patches of grass have patches, get this, patches.
Oh, it's that thing there. Yeah, no. I have no memory of looking there previously, but I do have a memory of what we find there, which means I would have looked at a walkthrough at some point. But I mean, that's way too obscure.
Patches of the grass has a matted appearance there.
You're telling me that that is a matted appearance that's something you would notice? No, I do not buy that game.
The marks in the grass don't work that way.
Right, we need to use our magnifying glass on this. And let me just do it somewhere else first.
It's extremely big sand.
Does this work anywhere else in the game, or is it just in the crime scene?
It's extremely big. Gabriel doesn't need to use that on the clay banks.
I'm still salty about that clay as well.
The lake is polluted enough already. There's nothing worth magnifying in that particular location. It's extremely big, bloody sand.
I don't know if there's anything we need to do with the blood or not.
There's not.
I hope not. I'll find out later, I guess.
It's very large grass.
Yeah, I need to magnify that section there.
There are marks in the grass as though some heavy wire object had been set there.
Heavy wire.
With magnification, the marks in the grass are clearer. The marks are actually deep indentations in a regular mesh pattern. It's very large grass. The marks are actually deep indentations.
So we're after this thing.
Something small and iridescent is barely visible among the indentations. It looks like a scale of some sort.
That's not too difficult to spot with magnification, but it's still kind of tricky.
The scale looks a little delicate to pick up by hand.
Yeah, this is why we picked up the magnifying glass and tweezers on day one.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to take the small iridescent scale.
I think it's a snake scale, but it beats the hell out of me what kind.
This is the last.
I remember that being much larger on the DOS version.
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
I guess I can show that to Mosley perhaps, or someone else, maybe Dr. John. Or maybe even Madame Moonbeam. Okay, that's one thing. The other one, and I'm even unhappy about this one, is, let me just go back to the bookstore for a moment.
Hey, Gray.
Oh, joy.
And let me read this book again.
The book.
Come on.
Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
And he puts it back on the shelf, just like that. The first time we read that, and I do recall it very distinctly because I've done my editing, is Grace asks about it, and we say that it's written by someone called Heinz Ritter. I think that's the only clue that we get here that maybe sort of makes any sense whatsoever. Because honestly, this is a stretch. 3 dragons will open the clock.
Gabriel selects a
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen feurigen Atem.
Give me a moment, please. Right, well, this is the part where I'd say I've studied German and I can translate this now, but I'm just looking at the Gabriel Knight Omnipedia for this.
Gabriel.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
I just didn't understand some of the nouns in there and some of the verbs and, well, basically all of the other words in that sentence. 3 dragons crawl into my sleep, the living soul they want to eat. With fiery breath, with forked tongue, they enjoy every meal, every mal. Jedes Mal.
I'll be back later.
Good luck.
But, I mean, apart from the surname being Ritter, I really don't understand how this is supposed to be a solution to the clock. And once again, similar to the snake, we could have done this on day 1.
My precious... Make yourself...
I've got no memory of opening the clock upstairs. It is absolutely something I would not have got on the original playthrough. I would have needed the walkthrough for it because, I mean, this is ridiculous.
A ring of 6 symbols surround the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel.
That's not an angel.
A noose, an eclipse, and a dragon.
Although maybe that does look like an angel if we put it vertically. Yeah, okay, I can see it there. Whereas if we look at it from this angle here, it's just an undefined blob. So yeah, the solution apparently is we just put the dragon to 3, set the hands to 3, and open it up. And honestly, I would not have got that in a million years.
Nothing happens. Why move the...
Give me my cursor back, please. Do I need to set it to 3, perhaps?
Nothing happens.
Alright, so I'm missing something. One moment. Okay, so having read the solution at least once, I still got it wrong. Apparently the dragon head needs to be at the top. Did the music just change because of that, or...? Possibly. 3 dragons though? No, I don't get that.
Granddaddy, you old fox.
I'm just taking a look at my notes, so Granddaddy was Harrison Nice. Heinz Ritter though. Heinz Ritter wrote the poem that led us into this absurd puzzle clock.
The photo, probably at least 50 years old, shows 2 young men standing with an older man outside a castle.
I wonder who they are.
Thank you for actually showing me to that without changing the icon. I appreciate it.
The photo, probably at least 50 years old, shows 2 young men standing with an older man outside a castle.
I wonder who they are.
A father and 2 sons, perhaps. Okay. Something underneath it.
The old photographs show Gabriel's grandfather with 2 other men that Gabriel has not identified.
I think I'm going to have to redraw my family tree very shortly. So one of them is Harrison Nice and the other 2 are Wolfgang and Heinz, perhaps?
It's an old letter on fancy paper.
Apologies, did not mean to double click.
A secret drawer has opened in the base of the clock.
I wouldn't have got that under any circumstances, and I wouldn't have got it on the original playthrough either. That is way too obscure.
The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter, whoever that is.
We don't know who it is, but it's potentially related to Wolfgang, who says he's family, and also wrote a book of poetry, which gives us chills.
The letter is written in German, but Gabriel determines what he can about it.
Here we go.
It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersburg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the recurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tipped bold strokes and underlining.
The S word was mentioned, chat. Take a shot.
The letter is addressed to mein Sohn.
Okay, who is Wilhelm? We've heard Wolfgang, Heinz, and now we've heard Wilhelm. Wilhelm was Heinz's father. Just gonna make some notes. Okay, that's done. Grandma, can you give us some information, please? We found something very interesting upstairs.
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Oh, what else we got? We have Schattenjäger. Oh, we can ask about snakes as well. Shit, okay, we could be here a while.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? What kind of snakes, dear?
I don't know. Local kinds?
Well, we used to get cottonmouths in the park when I was a girl, but I haven't heard of one being sighted for years. Milk snakes and garter snakes are also around these parts, but they can't hurt you.
Thanks, Gran.
As an Australian, I would say just stay away from snakes.
Do you know anything about...
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Can you tell me about the Schattenjäger, please?
Have you ever heard of a Schattenjäger?
Schattenjäger? Schattenjäger? How odd, Gabriel. I haven't heard that word in years. My goodness, you've given me a chill. Your granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Harrison.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran. Have you ever heard of...
I don't know what it...
Don't worry, we'll all understand what that word means very shortly. Okay. Gonna ask about Wolfgang again?
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
Wolfgang Ritter? Oh, no, dear.
Odd.
She's lying. What about Heinz Ritter? Given that you said nothing about Wolfgang, who has the same surname, I'm guessing we'll get a similar response here?
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
Never mind.
Heinz Ritter? Oh, Gabriel, where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father, but I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America. He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
Oh boy, so that's a book of poetry that we're reading was written by our granddaddy.
Why did Granddad change his name?
I don't know. I tried to ask him about his family, his life before America, but he didn't want to talk about it. He never even told me about his name change. I found out one day when I saw his passport in a drawer.
Awkward.
He obviously found it painful. I never questioned him about it. But I'm sure it wasn't trouble with the law. Your granddad was the best man I ever knew.
Alright, so Wilhelm wrote a letter. We don't know who Wilhelm is yet. Maybe it's an alias for Wolfgang? Not sure, but we did see 3 people in photos. So one of them was Heinz Ritter, Harrison Knight. The other 2, I assume one is Wolfgang. The other may be Wilhelm.
Didn't Granddad ever say anything about his past or his family?
Only that his family was crazy, and that he never wanted to see them again. He believed in some family curse, thought that he could spare Philip and Philip's children from what he called old nightmares. Whatever Harrison wanted to spare you, though, it cost him plenty. He never did sleep well, and he would often get a far-away, guilty look in his eyes. He was wrestling with something he thought he should be doing, someplace he thought he ought to be. I don't know how he could think that he should be anywhere but with me and our child. It's a terrible way to live.
Something Schwarzenegger. Philip Knight being our daddy, and Philip's children being us from the previous conversation.
Do you know anything else about Heinz Ritter?
I've told you all I know about your granddad's past.
Do you know...
I've told you all...
Okay, what about Wolfgang?
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
As I said, your granddad's surname was originally Ritter. I never learned much about his family, but from things he said, I always thought he had a brother back in Germany.
Brother?
I don't know if Wolfgang Ritter is related to your granddad or not.
We know that Wilhelm is our great-grandfather. Wolfgang may be our grandfather's brother.
Do you know anyone named Wolfgang Ritter?
I don't know what else to...
Okay, let me update the family tree again. Alright, that's done, although I don't have her other brother or sister's name. I know about Alma. The other one starts with a H, but I've written my notes so badly that I don't know what it is. This is awful though, we can ask people about snakes and Schwarzenegger now. Oh dear. Do I need to maybe show you this photo? And or the letter that we found?
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
That one in the middle is your grandfather. Those other 2, I don't know.
The one in the middle is Heinz Ritter / Harrison Knight. I assume maybe this one is his brother, Wolfgang, and the father, Wilhelm. Great-grandfather. What about these letters, or this letter?
The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter, Gabriel's grandfather.
Alright, it's nice to know that we have that confirmed.
The letter is... It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersburg, West Germany.
An ancestral home, perhaps?
The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the reoccurring... The only thing...
Does this mean anything to you, Gran?
No, dear. I'm afraid I don't speak a word of German.
You don't have to speak German to understand one or two words. Okay.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
That is useful info because maybe we can call Wolfgang now. We sort of understand who he is.
Phew, it's humid out there. Made it back, though.
I wish you wouldn't wear that.
We've seen that many times. I need to organize my notes.
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
I'm looking for Wolfgang Ritter.
Ja, einen Moment.
Yeah, is this Gabriel on the phone?
This is Gabriel Knight. Why are you calling me, Mr. Ritter?
I have been having premonitions of great danger for you, Gabriel. You must leave New Orleans this very day.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is hard to explain on the phone. I have had feelings about you. It took me a long time to have you tracked down. I had a sense that Heinz had a grandson, but until these dreams started, I did not know if I should contact you.
You say you're related to my grandfather?
Brother?
Yes. Heinz was my brother.
Hmm.
There is much about the family that you should know, Gabriel. Come to Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. It is our family home. I will tell you everything when you come. You must come immediately. You are in great danger there.
Look, I appreciate the family spirit and all, but frankly I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not going to fly off to Germany even if I could afford it.
Gabriel, please. If you won't listen, at least let me send you something. It is a journal from one of your ancestors. Promise me you will read it.
Well, I'm pretty busy.
Please, Gabriel, you are the last of our line.
True.
I am too old to carry on. You are our last hope. Please, for your family, read the journal.
All right, I'll look at it.
Good. Now be careful and come to me as soon as you can. Goodbye.
I think even after speaking to our grandmother, that Gabriel's response is entirely reasonable. We don't know this guy. We've established who everyone is, so yes, we are sort of related, but only loosely. But I mean, we're a broke author. We can't just pack everything up and go to Germany just because this guy's having weird dreams about us. He's going to send us a journal though, which we've been strongly encouraged to read, and then we need to make our way to Germany. Got it. Schloss Ritter is like a family home. I imagine it's that castle that we saw in the photo. He's correct though. Gabriel is the last of the line. Everyone else is dead. So unless Gabriel, starts making babies, this is where it's going to end.
See you later.
Have fun.
It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.
Okay, never mind. I thought something would have happened when we went outside to speak to Grace, but no. We had to leave and come back. The guy outside is gone.
Hello.
Oh, God.
It's me. I can't sleep.
Me neither.
Can I?
Yes. Come.
We're going over there tonight. We didn't have a nightmare the previous night either, so my assumption is we've been up for about 48 hours. Day 5. The road was blocked. The truth was shunned. The white flag had been waved. Reversal cost me all I had. And everything I'd braved. Not sure what to make of any of these, to be quite blunt. But then again, I'm not a very smart person. Again, nothing from Grace.
Are you okay, Gabriel?
Sure. Great. Why?
I'm worried about you.
If I were any better, Grace, I'd be dead. Now, what's up?
We got that book you ordered in this morning. The one on Rada drums.
Really? Great.
But you got another package this morning. FedEx from Germany.
I was expecting that. Where is it?
Well, it kind of came open, but I salvaged the contents. There was a letter from your great-uncle Wolfgang in a journal.
The package just came open, huh? How'd you like the journal?
Someone has to look after you. You're in trouble. In case you don't know it.
Yeah, you've been reading my horoscope again, haven't you, Grace?
Just read the journal carefully, Gabriel. Please.
Nosy.
I got it. St. George's books. Oh, Professor Hartridge, I'm glad you called. Did you... You did? Wait, slow down. The Aigris? Really? You think that's them? The wheel within a wheel? Ogun Badagri, huh? Well, that does sound like it. Dambala, the snake. That's the wavy pattern at the bottom, okay. The 1791 slave revolt in Santo Domingo. Well, why would the Veve show up there? Okay. 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 Look, I'll come over as soon as I can. Okay. Relax, Professor. I'm excited too, but you're gonna give yourself a heart attack. Okay. Thanks. See ya.
I wish you'd tell me what's going on. I swear you're gonna step into a hole you may never get out of.
Don't look so worried. No one knows what I'm doing. I'm perfectly safe. And I'm getting some great stuff for the book. Besides, there's something about all this. My dreams.
What about your dreams?
Nothing. I'll be careful, I promise.
Slow down, game. Holy shit. I wrote down the Aigris Ogun something 1791 slave revolt. Partridge has got some information for us, so we can visit him today and see what he's got. But this package. Two things. Firstly, it arrived open, which makes me think that something's been stolen out of it before it reached us. I don't think Grace would have stolen it. Maybe someone working for the freight company, FedEx, has taken it. Not sure. But secondly, I'm sorry, we called this guy and he managed to get a package shipped from frigging Germany to the US overnight. I don't believe that for a second. It's 2025 and I do not believe that for a second.
Gunter Ritter's diary is leather-bound. Its parchment pages are old and fragile.
Emphasis on the old. The book on rudder drums.
Somewhere Grace actually managed to find a book on the rudder drum code.
Right, well I requested that first, so what's in here? Oh.
The book contains several pages of rudder drum codes.
It says several pages, but right-clicking is doing nothing, and I don't appear to be able to actually turn said pages.
The book.
Summon, warn, engage, request, inquire, announce. I'm just taking a look at my scribble of the rudder code that I did earlier. I believe there were 3 doubles in a row. Mind you, I'm not certain if I'm reading this correctly. It looks like the horizontal stroke is low, medium, and high. Yeah, there's only ever one horizontal stroke, whereas there can be multiple vertical strokes. So I'm definitely hearing the 3, the triple, and then either 2 high strokes, which I'm not seeing here, or it's being followed by a load of low strokes like that, summon. But that is not matching the pattern that we hear in Jackson Square. I don't think the pattern in Jackson Square is anything, unfortunately. It would be great if it was, but I don't think it is. Alright, let's take a look at the diary.
Gabriel reads through the pages Wolfgang marked. He reads of Gunter Ritter's journey to Charleston as witch hunter, hired by the townsmen to solve a series of ritualistic murders. He reads about Gunter's meeting with a beautiful slave woman, Tetelo, and of Gunter's tormenting urges for her.
Oh, bastard.
He reads of their physical union and passion, and of Gunter's investigations into the murders. The victims were all crew members on a certain slaving expedition to Africa, it seemed. The second to the last entry described Gunter's plan to set a trap for the coven committing the murders. He found the name of one of the surviving members of the crew, a man now living in the West Indies. Gunter has spread a false rumor that the man is returning to Charleston. He himself will impersonate a sailor and allow himself to fall into the hands of the coven. Naturally, Gunter has arranged for able-bodied assistants to follow and attack the coven before they can do him harm.
Halsey's son of a bitch, wasn't he?
Gabriel turns to the final entry of the journal.
And it's going to force me to read this. So, firstly, who is Gunther? Don't know. Secondly, this forms part of a graphic novel, which I think I might have to download because it's not included with the GOG version, and maybe hack it into the start of the next video, or the one after that, because this is very closely related to that comic or novel or whatever it is. I won't be reading it though because, well, it'll be obvious why. Dear Father, I offer these final words as apology for the harm done to our sacred office. The woman I wrote of, Tetelo, I definitely remember that name, was the witch I sought. I have committed terrible crimes. I loved this witch, then betrayed her, and then used our sacred family power to free her and aid her in destroying this colony. Sins of the fathers. The talisman is gone. Tetelo took it. I can but pray for thy forgiveness, for thy swift recovery of the talisman, and that my punishment in hell will be long and bitter. Thy underserving son, Gunther. Who was Gunther? Related to Wilhelm? Maybe it was Wilhelm? No idea. It just talked about Gunther Ritter's exploits in that book earlier. It didn't say anything about anyone else. Let me just confirm that.
Gabriel reads through the pages Wolfgang marked. He reads about
Oh, bastard.
He reads of the second to the last. Gunter has natural.
Halsey's son of a bitch.
Gabriel.
I've got no clue who Gunther might be related to. Directly, that is. Obviously, he's a member of our family, but Wolfgang didn't elaborate, and this thing does not elaborate here. Maybe if I call him back, we can learn who Gunther is. Let me try that very quickly.
No, I can't afford to call Germany again till I've figured more of this out.
Once again, that is such a strange thing to say in 2025.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Oh my god. Damballa is the name of a snake, perhaps? Crash said that when he died, and Dr. Hartridge said it just now. And what is that word? I was hastily scribbling notes, and I actually got the spelling right, so I'm kind of proud of myself for that, but I've got no idea how to pronounce it.
Does Ogun Badaikri mean anything to you?
Not happening.
No. Sorry.
Does?
No.
What about Damballa?
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Ooh, no. Makes my skin crawl, though.
Yeah, it's one of those weird words that does that.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
This is bad, though. We've unlocked 4 new things. Snakes, Schattenjäger, Ogun Badagli, or however that's pronounced, and Dambala. I need to run around and ask people about them again. This book.
Gabriel cannot.
You can do it.
Gabriel said.
Drei Drachen, feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
He's still not commenting on the fact that Heinz Ritter wrote that. His grandfather wrote that.
Times Picayune, dated June 22nd, 1993. Disgusted with the state of the voodoo murder case, Gabriel turns right to his horoscope. The shadow upon you is no longer reversible.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
Agree. We get points for learning that, though. Alright, so I think I've gone over time on this episode, so let me just make a save. And next time, we'll get our information from Dr. Hartridge.
See you later.
Uh-huh.